Today we look at the Anbernic RG35XX, this beautifully designed retro handheld. It has the look, but does it have what it takes under the hood to scratch your retro itch? Let's find out. If you dig this content, please like and subscribe. So let's jump right into it and take a look at the handheld itself. So right off the bat, it has a design inspired by the Game Boy, most definitely the gray, 4 face buttons, select start, menu button, and a D-pad on the front. When we look at the side, we got volume down and up. We got 4 triggers on the back. Left side, we got 2 spots for micro SD, a reset, and a power button. On top, we have micro HDMI to HDMI, USB-C, and a headphone jack. D-pad feels great. Buttons also feel great, but they have a little more travel than I'd like. Now let's take a look at the menu. So settings is going to be pretty bare bones. We're going to have games, favorite, history, search, and settings. Within the settings, there's going to be a few customization options, like icon settings, background, themes, button customization, backlights, stuff like that, but pretty bare bones. And then we get to the systems. This is going to play pretty much everything 8-bit up through the PS1. And one thing I really enjoy about this console is it doesn't attempt to punch above its weight. What I mean by that is everything you see is going to play great, and it's going to play at full speed, with the exceptions of maybe one game that I found, but we'll show that a little bit later. For the games, I'm not going to be able to go through all of them. There's roughly around 5,000 games. Each line has about 10 games, and you can see to the right, it'll show you how many lines you'll have. So all these consoles are, somewhere in between 100, even up to 1,000 plus games. So I'm going to cycle through this as fast as possible, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Alright, now let's look at a little bit of gameplay. I have this running through the HDMI out into my monitor, and first thing you notice is it's running at 16:9. There is no setting in here that lets you adjust the aspect ratio. If your TV or monitor has that setting, I highly suggest the games will look a lot better. My monitor, in fact, does have a 4:3 aspect ratio setting, but my capture card does not pick it up. It's picking it up at its native output, and that's going to be a theme running with all these games that I'm showing running off the capture card. Is they would look a lot better when in 4:3, but they are all running in full speed, as you can see here. Now let's move over to the CPS board and play a little Marvel vs. Capcom. And as you'll be able to see, this game runs at full speed. Alright, and next up we're going to go to the PlayStation 1 and play Bloody Roar. It is a very demanding game, and as you can see, it runs at full speed, no compromises here. Alright, next up we have Third Strike, and this is the one game where I did notice slowdown. Not while I was playing. As you can see, I'm able to pull all my fireballs and dragon punches off just fine, but I noticed it after I was looking at the capture. There is a setting, a video setting that is called fast, that'll actually lower the resolution, and it should clean this up to play at full speed. Now the real standout of this device for me is the screen. I wanted to show you what it's going to look like when you're playing in handheld mode. As far as the audio goes, it's not the best I've ever heard, but with what seems to be a theme with this handheld is they punch well above that budget price point that this console sits at. Here I have the handheld running its HDMI out, running in a 4:3 aspect ratio, courtesy of my monitor. So let me know if the RG35XX is something you'd be interested in, or if you know any other great retro handhelds, please drop them in the comments down below. Until next time.